Hello there, and welcome to the stream. My name's Eccentric, and today we have somebody new, well, not so new, with us.
You probably see me lurking on the chat occasionally. I am Sorcery. I'm pleased to meet you. Is this thing live?
Yes, we're very much live, or unalive, whichever you prefer, on this spooky night.
Yes, the end of the month. October 31st, the end of the spooky month. As you can see, XQC is live. A lot of people are live. Bob Ross is alive? He's back from the dead.
It would seem so.
So let me just share a bit with my tribe.
Give me a second, let me check the stream. Alright, so I think we need to make a little bit of adjustment.
Alright, no worries.
Yeah, let me just crank this up a little bit. Alright, so I think we need to make a little bit of adjustment. Okay, that ought to do it. Just remember to speak this way into the mic.
This way into the mic?
Yes, that's perfect. And we have somebody viewing. Hello, hi.
Hello, I think this is us.
Doesn't matter.
Twitch.tv.
Yes, if the music is a little bit too loud, do let us know because, well, this is a little different from our usual. And let me move our chat box up top because nobody can see it. There we go.
Alright.
So how are you all doing?
Yes, if anyone of you are here, I'm willing to talk to you, but if no one else is here, we can start with a bit of some short stories.
Yeah, I say we go for it.
Alright. So this is actually a tale that I'm sure many of you have probably heard before. It is a staple of horror, the horror short story genre. Sometimes it's a clown, sometimes an angel, but for now let's go with an angel. A few years ago, the mother and father decided they needed a break, so they wanted to head out for a night to the town. They called their most trusted babysitter. When she arrived, the two children were fast asleep in bed, so the babysitter just got to sit around and make sure that everything was okay with the children. Later that night, the babysitter got bored and went to watch TV. But she couldn't watch it downstairs because they did not have cable. So she called them and asked them if she could watch cable in the parents' room. Of course, the parents said it was okay. The babysitter had one final request. She asked if she could cover up the angel statue outside the bedroom window with a blanket cloth because it made her nervous. The phone line was silent for a moment, and the father who was talking to the babysitter at the time said, "Take the children and get out of the house. We'll call the police. We don't own an angel statue." The police found both the children and the babysitter slumped in pools of their own blood. Within 3 minutes of the call, no statue was found. This story is usually told with a clown, but an angel works too. Any form of statue, really.
Right, I see someone is in the chat.
Yes.
Wave and say hi.
Yes, come and say hi. If you have any spooky stories to tell, do tell us in chat.
So what's next on our list?
Our next short story. This is a very, very short one. A young girl is playing in her bedroom when she hears her mother call to her from the kitchen. So she runs down the stairs to meet her mother. As she's running through the hallway, the doors of the cupboard under the stairs open and a hand reaches out and pulls her in. It's her mother. She whispers to her child, "Don't go into the kitchen. I heard it too."
Oh my.
That's where it ends. Who
I
knows
see.
what could have happened? Is the thing that grabbed her in the cupboard actually her mother?
It makes me think of this old Malaysian folklore. I'm not sure if it's 100% like Malay or Chinese, or I don't know. In Malaysia, it all just melts together after a while. Where you should not say your real name when you're in a place that you don't know. Because
This
apparently,
Yes, this is apparently the case in jungles. When you're going jungle trekking with your friends, never say your real name.
yes, use a nickname. Call them by something else. Because sometimes there are things which you like to have a little bit extra company and will pretend that they are you. Or follow your friend's name.
Or they might come and follow you home, pretending to be someone you know. Here's another fun one. It's a tale about going to a hotel room. This is another very, very popular urban legend. A man went to a hotel and walked up to the front desk to check in. The woman at the desk gave him his key and told him that on the way to his room there was a door with no number that was locked and no one was allowed in there. She explained that it was a storeroom and it was out of bounds. She reminded him of this several times before allowing him upstairs, so he followed the instructions of the woman at the front desk, going straight to his room and going to bed. However, the insistence of the woman had piqued his curiosity, so the next night he walked down the hall to the door and tried the handle. Sure enough, it was locked. He bent down and looked through the wide keyhole. Cold air passed through it, chilling his eye. What he saw was a hotel bedroom, like his, and in the corner was a woman whose skin was incredibly pale. She was leaning her head against the wall, facing away from the door. She stared in confusion for a while. Who was this? Was it a celebrity? The owner's daughter? He almost knocked on the door out of curiosity, but decided not to. As he was looking, the woman turned sharply and he jumped back from the door, hoping she would not suspect he had been spying on her. I mean, it's awfully creepy to look into a woman's door keyhole, isn't it? He crept away from the door and walked back to his room. The next day he returned to the door and looked through the wide keyhole. This time all he saw was red. He couldn't make out anything besides the distinct red color and moving. Perhaps the inhabitants of the room knew he was spying on them and blocked the keyhole with something red. Hello, Sylvania. He felt embarrassed that he had made the woman so uncomfortable, and hoped she had not made a complaint with the woman at the front desk. At this point, he decided to consult her for more information. She said, "Did you look through the keyhole?" The man told her that he had. She said, "Well, I might as well tell you the story of what happened in that room. A long time ago, a man murdered his wife in there, and we find that even now, whoever who stays there gets very uncomfortable. But these people were not ordinary. They were white all over, except for their eyes, which were red." See some more people coming in.
Yes, hello Sylvie. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all comfy and cozy with a hot warm drink. Or a cold beer, whichever you prefer, because our weather has been absolutely ghastly as of late. Are our voices too soft?
Okay, let's increase our gain. How's it now?
Hello. How's the music though? Can it be heard?
Can you hear the music, the ambiance? Don't worry, we won't scream, but you will.
Only sexy whispers here. Okay, that's good. If the music ever gets too loud, just let us know. Because my computer likes being a cranky son of a bitch. And for other viewers who have just joined us, well, thank you for coming.
Yes, feel free to invite your friends and come in for a spooky night.
Okay, what's our next story?
Let's see.
So how has your night been? Tiring. That's a shame. But alas, Monday blues just be what they are. Murderous rampage against your neighbors. Is it the purge already?
What do your neighbors do to you? They do anything that... What do you want to murder them for? Do share. Our next story is called La Nuit. It's about a young musician and his eccentric... Oh, that BGM must be loud.
I shall silence it. Hee 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 hee.
Media source, desktop audio. Alright, there we go. The next story. Oh, something. What happened to this? Ah, there we go. I think it's through a loop.
The pumpkins need their 2-second break every 8 minutes.
Okay.
Workers' rights.
Yes, they are unionized pumpkins. The next story is called La Nuit. It's based off a French ambient musician named Charles. He wanted to record the sound of himself sleeping, releasing it under the name La Nuit, which means the night. Charles lived alone in a rural area, which would remove things like car alarms, traffic, and such from being recorded. He planned his project for many months, acquiring very sensitive equipment to capture all outside noises as well as his home during his sleep. Finally, on the 27th of September, he decided to execute his plan. He set up all his equipment and fell asleep at midnight. The next day, Charles reviewed the recording. For the first hour, the recording played his own tossings and turnings, as well as some distant dog barks and a few car alarms. So much for his plan to distance himself from cars. These continued throughout the second hour as well, until Charles heard something that horrified him. For exactly 3 hours and 24 minutes in, the recording played the sound of his bedroom door opening. That's it.
So you're telling me that he spent much money on sensitive recording equipment just to hear his bedroom door do squeaky squeaky?
I guess it means that somebody was paying him a visit in the night.
Sounds sexy.
He heard a humping sound coming. Sorry, that's an inside joke between the two of us.
Sorry, broke character for a second there, but for context, I will tell you the story why. So essentially, some of you might know that I was running a Minutes to Midnight mini campaign earlier last week. And as I was walking through my little menagerie of monsters, I was writing about the Jiangxi. So by a little slip of the tongue, I wanted to say that the Jiangxi would be thumping towards you, but for some reason I said humping towards you. So
aggressive humping.
Yes, imagine if something is aggressively humping its way towards you. Makes it a lot less scary, don't you think? Yes, so it essentially has become an inside joke. It's the wrong kind of happy hump day. It's not exactly the one you want.
Yes, the Minutes to Midnight was very fun to develop. The Minis to Midnight especially let us really explore all sorts of monsters.
And the fact that it's a modern setting means we get to have, well, air conditioning.
Yes, air conditioning is very important for a LARP. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yes. Okay, let's have a moment while we search up the next bit of creepy pasta.
Yes, creepy pasta, some nice evil spaghetti.
Dripping with cursed carbonara. And some monstrous meatballs. And yes, I have had my dinner, if you're wondering why I'm talking about food.
Yes,
Right, we have another one.
we had lovely Chinese food.
It took me 1 hour to pick up.
Mm-hmm. The rain was falling heavily. It was like driving through a thick curtain of water. He eased off the accelerator a little. Had to be a bit careful driving on wild nights like these. The last thing you want is to have an accident to break down. You just want to be at home on these stormy nights. The thwack of the windscreen wipers was almost hypnotic. He stared out into the glow of the headlights. The rain sounded like white noise interference as it battered the car. He was reminded of the opening scenes of a Hitchcock film. Through the wash of the rain, he spotted a figure at the side of the road. The person wore a green parka and had a thumb jerked down. Why on earth would anybody be hitchhiking tonight? Surely you would just stay put until the morning. They must have been in a rush to get where they were going. He signaled down and called over. The hitchhiker climbed in. He shut the door quickly, glad to be out of the rain. He pulled his hood back inside. He was somewhere in his mid-20s and had wild red hair and a thick beard. "Awful night, eh?" said the driver. The hitchhiker held his gaze for a long moment. Drops of rainwater trickled down his face. Yes it is." The driver pulled out and continued through the storm. The hitchhiker glanced over his shoulder into the blackness behind him. "You okay?" The hitchhiker simply nodded. They drove in silence for a short while. The BBC radio phone in blaring out from the car speakers filling in for conversation. They listened to the radio and their own thoughts as they moved on. "Where are you headed?" asked the driver. "North," the hitchhiker pointed. "Are you traveling to visit friends?" The driver couldn't tell if that was a yes or a no. He adjusted his tie nervously. The hitchhiker stared at him with his suited tie. The hitchhiker seemed scruffy in comparison in his parka and Pink Floyd t-shirt. "Do you work around here?" asked the hitchhiker. "Yes," said the driver. "I was stuck late to the office. You know how it is." "No, not really." Again, they drifted into silence. The talk radio show host carried on as they drove through the wind and rain. The hitchhiker shifted in his seat and stared out in the windscreen. "No music?" the hitchhiker asked. "What? Is there no music we can listen to?" I like the talk radio shows. I'm not really a music fan." The hitchhiker's eyes glazed over for a moment, then he spoke. "I like listening to music. It calms me down." The driver said nothing. Several miles later, there was a news bulletin on the radio. The reporter tried to remain professional as he read the announcement. "We are getting reports that a patient has escaped from Manchester Psychiatric Institution. The man is said to be psychopathic and is said to have a history of murder." The hitchhiker jabbed a finger at the button on the radio panel. Tinny pop music blurted out the speakers. The driver stared at his passenger, his questions unasked. "I hate the news," answered the hitchhiker. "It's so depressing. It brings me down. There's never good news in any good news, is there?" The driver did not reply. "Don't worry, I'm not the killer," said the hitchhiker, fidgeting his coat. "No? No, of course you aren't. And god damn it, this thing has a click here to see how the story ends.
Click here to see how this story ends and maybe pay a subscription so you can read more. Come back again soon.
We got scammed.
We got scammed.
But let's just click here and see what happens.
You want to bet to ad? It looks like an ad.
As long as it's not a jump scare.
It's taking a damn long time to load.
Yeah. Yes, we got screwed over here. Oh, the pumpkin's doing another load.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's taken 10,000
I'm
years.
sorry, that was truly, as the locals like to say, put on steam.
It's a damn shame though, it was a good reading.
Hmm.
What the other one? Yeah, almost all the stories on this fucking thing says click here to see how it ends.
God damn you, Medium.
Click here to read the rest.
All right, let's try and find a different story.
Maybe Reddit. Maybe Reddit has some nice ones.
Ah, yes, Reddit. R/No Sleep is a great bastion of horror.
Or how about the one about the runaway balloon? That's an old favorite.
I don't know that one. You know what it's called?
Uh, something something. It gave my wife a heart attack. Something something balloon. It's like 7 8 years old. It's really old.
Yeah, that's not much to work with.
A let me try finding with the
Oh,
powers of internet.
you mentioned you've seen the creepiest story on Reddit via TikTok. Do
Oh,
tell us more.
yes. If you have a link, we can actually read it out.
The problem with hard no sleep is that everyone seems to think that they are.
Ooh, a dude dated his father for almost 4 months without knowing it's his father. Are you sure that's creepypasta? That's just Sweet Home Alabama.
Roll Tide.
The internet's really, really slow right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can share the link.
Yeah, feel free to share the link here.
Go for it.
If it's a video, it's a bit hard, but there we go. Ooh, true off my chest. So
Ooh.
it actually happened.
Okay, let me get that. Okay. Whoop. With the power like technology.
Yes, with a multi-screen action.
Now if it will only load.
Yeah, I think it's because of the shared bandwidth. It's okay. Soon we will have a streaming rig that has access to the powers of the LAN cables.
If it ends up being too long, we can always take turns to read it out.
Yes. Oh, page unresponsive.
It doesn't want to come. Let me try opening another one. Shoot. Technology. Motherfucker, what is this? What's going on? Yeah.
Today's next story is the tale of the fucky computer.
Okay, there we go, there we go.
Alright. Ooh, let's see.
Maybe I should start this one.
Yes, you start this one.
So you can take a little break. Let me just turn this a bit. Throw away because I can never have anyone know this happened to me. I still have no idea how to process it. Buckle up because this is a long one. So I have never met my dad. He ran off with my mom when my mom found out she was pregnant with me. My brother was only 8 months old at the time, so he also has no memory of him. There are no pictures of him anywhere and my mom hates talking about him. All I know is that he was emotionally abusive to her and a real asshole. I, 25M, have a thing for older men. Call it daddy issues or a fetish or whatever you want, but I pretty much only date or sleep with men 40 and up. 1 second, I need to change screen. Right. My family does not know this or that I'm gay for that matter. It wouldn't be an issue, they just never asked. We don't really share personal things like that. About 6 months ago, I met David, fake name, Duh, at a club. We hit it off great. He's in great shape for his age. Supposedly 43, although that's a lie. He's actually 47 when I found out. Really attractive, charming, etc., etc. He left for a 2-week work trip a few days after we met, but we kept messaging each other and I really liked him, which is rare for me. We went on a date after he came back and we pretty much have been dating ever since. He has a lot of money and I'm kind of his sugar baby, but that's not the reason I'm attracted to him. Definitely a plus though. I didn't tell anyone we were dating except for 2 of my best friends. We also have never met any of my friends or family and I never met his. This changed last night. We were at a restaurant when out of the corner of my eye I spotted me mum. I don't live at home and we usually text only if we need something, so I didn't know she'd be there, and to be honest, I still don't know why she was. She hates going out and thinks it's a waste of money. She had not seen us yet, but David noticed me looking at her. I'll forever remember the way his face changed when he saw her. His expression went from casual, charming smile he always had to this blank, panicked look. I obviously noticed and got a really bad feeling, so I asked him what's wrong, and he just got up and excused himself. I kept asking him where he was going and grabbed him so he couldn't just leave. At this point, I was very confused and suspicious, but I would never have guessed what would happen next. I don't know anything could ever prepare me for it.
At some point while he was getting up, my mother must have spotted us, because the next thing I know, she's next to our table, asking me what's going on. I couldn't really pinpoint her facial expression because it looked like she was horrified. But again, at this point, I didn't know David was my father, and she does not know I'm gay. David is visibly uncomfortable and looks like he wants to die. He was literally sweating. Assuming this was because he didn't want my mother to know that I was dating someone of his age. I was about to explain what was going on to my mom when she said, "Why would you go behind my back like this?" I was so confused because, again, I did not know he was my dad. So, like, what was she going on about? She probably assumed I looked for her and met my father without talking to her about it, despite her telling us how badly he treated her. To me, however, it seemed like she was acting crazy for no reason. I kind of took it personally and thought she was trying to tell me who to date and what to do, so I casually told her that I was just going to date with my boyfriend, and I tried to grab David's hand, but she jumped up and ran away. He literally bolted like out of that room like a fucking Olympic sprinter.
And my page is stuck.
And this page is frozen.
The page is frozen.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's the night of technical problems. How terrifying truly it is. Yes, the page crashed.
Yes,
it just couldn't take it.
Just saying not responding.
It just couldn't take it anymore. Oh jeez.
The computer couldn't handle the incest.